All right, Nancy, we've got less than a minute to go back to you for questions and answers and feedback.
All right. We'll go ahead and open it up for any questions that you have, or if you want to tell what your experience was during this time, or any comments that you have.
I'll go, Nancy. I love Tyler's concept of flow, and that book that Itzhak wrote. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't pronounce the author. But my girlfriend, my best girlfriend from Semester at Sea, introduced me to that book back in 1981. And so I have been, just intrigued by that concept since then, because she's one of the smartest people I know. And when I practice this meditation, I find that I can access that zone really easily. And what I've been told before about my personality is that I have to slow down to speed up. I get going so fast that I trip over myself. And so I have to just remember to pause, breathe, because going fast isn't necessarily going efficiently. And so when I slow down, I can tune in the way you've taught us, and I'm much more effective. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you for that comment.
I don't know. I am just so impressed, Cindy, that in 41 years you can pronounce. Blah, 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 blah.
Are you in touch with that woman?
Oh yeah, I give her all my money and she invests it for me because I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and my strength is not investing money, but her strength is. So she was with Charles Schwab for years, and now she has her own financial investment company in Santa Cruz, California. So if anybody is looking for a financial advisor, let me know and I will tell you about her. And you can pay her a small fee to invest your money, to compound your money rather than trying to earn 1 or 2% in the bank, or losing your money by trying to invest it yourself if you don't know what you're doing, like me.
But you know what she's talking about, right, Cindy? You know why she asked you that.
Am I still in touch with her? Do I know why she asked me that?
Do you know why Nancy asked you that?
No. Why did you ask me that, Nancy?
Well, I just wondered if she knows about ASEA. I'm sure.
Oh my gosh. My best friend?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. In fact, I just sent
Wait a minute. I thought I was your best friend.
I know. I've got a lot of best friends, but I sent her 2 tubes of Renew 28 recently. The thing is that people that are in the financial services industry, you might not know this, they cannot be part of a network marketing company or anything where they can earn money off their giving you their advice, financial advice. So if there's a stockbroker or financial investment or whatever, they're regulated very carefully, and they're not allowed to do network marketing to benefit themselves financially for any advice that they give you. So just so you know, if you've reached out to somebody in the financial services industry and you feel like a failure, it's not you and they're not running away from you. It's the rules. It's the FTC rules. And so, that's why she can't do ASEA. So, but she could be a customer and yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I've run into that too.
It would be very interesting to get the name of the book and the spelling of that.
Oh, I can run and get it. While you guys are talking, I'll run and get the book.
Thank you.
Are you guys acquainted with an artist called Bev Doolittle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if you take a look at her Guardian, it's a set. It's 2 pictures. And I'm going to send it to Cindy. She can put it on Atomic Wellness, but I love it. Basically, it's the same. It looks like it's the same picture, but in one picture, and it's a Native American, he's on a horse, he's fully in his full gear, all kinds of animals, parts hanging all over. And in one picture, he's looking forward. He's focusing forward. When he turns and looks at you in the second picture, all the animals come alive. Their eyes open up. the critters. It's fascinating. I want you to look at it because it's a reminder for me that to present, right? It's about presencing. So if you're looking, you know, if you're not looking around and all of a sudden you look around, just like Nancy explained earlier, everything starts to really be visible to you and you're aware of what's going on. That particular picture, I think, is a really interesting reminder of that.
That's a good point. And, you know, most people are so much in their head. And you can see if you go out in public who's in their head, because it looks kind of weird when you're doing the presence meditation because you're going like this, you know, and taking everything in.
So I know we're at the bottom of the half hour, but this is the book I was talking about. That's why you can't pronounce his last name. If you put it on speaker view, you'll get a bigger view of his name.
Can you lift it up a little bit so we can get the name? Yeah.
You can also look in the chat because David Stratansky has put in the title as well as the author's name.
And just so you know, this book, The Game of Life and How You Play It, this book is the book that changed Debbie Wetzler's life. So you might want to read it. It's a tiny little book. You might want to read this one. And this book is fascinating. If you're looking for a brain book, if you like this kind of book. And this book is what Nancy was talking about. If you haven't read it, it's an amazing book.
What are my favorites?
And this is about what we're doing with business. If you haven't read that, I would highly recommend it. This is what we're dealing with when people don't understand what we're talking about with molecules and why we can't mention any disease names. This is the industry that we're in and the behaviors you might want to master if you are going to become a network marketing professional. This is what we're dealing with when we age, because aging is for the courageous and for the healthy, and it's not for the meek, because aging is a brutal process if you're not healthy. So those were just some extra credit books because the thing is, the more you learn, the more you realize how little you know. At least if you're like me, I have a lot to learn.
True. That's true with anything. The more you know about it, that's when you know that you're learning more, is when all of a sudden you realize how little you know when you thought you knew a lot. Then you're really getting educated.
Yeah, and if you couldn't write all those down, you can watch the recording on live. Go to Atomic Wellness by Cindy and Bo Buck. It's Facebook Live. And you can stop the recording and write down all those authors. Or you can go to our YouTube channel, Cindy Buck YouTube channel. And if you don't like Facebook, because I know that that's a great book, Nancy.
Another one I like.
Yeah, we've got
Laws of Network Marketing.
But anyway, we post the recording there too, because if you have seen the movie Social Dilemma, you may have pulled yourself off social media like our son has. We are going to boldly march into that space regardless of what's going on with social media. But if you want to become more aware what's happening with social media, you might want to listen to the creators of Google and the creators of Facebook and listen to what they have to say about, at the end of the day, who is ultimately the product. Don't fool yourself. We're the product, and the computers are in charge because of the way the algorithms are rigged. So you're either deciding to play that game and master that game, or you're going to run away from that game because it's too big brother for you. So anyway, just a side note.
Cindy, what's your YouTube channel? It cut out when you were saying it.
Oh, it just is Cindy Buck, my name. Yeah, and I recommend, if you don't have a YouTube channel, to create one and to post your videos there. because if you get too slotted in Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, you know, there are people that just do YouTube. And if you like to attract a younger audience, because Bo and I are very clear about who we're attracting the fun, hip, love to travel, love adventure, you know, healthy, ambitious, you know, millennials. That's our target market. And so we have got to, you know, understand our lane in order to attract that tribe. And that tribe is on YouTube. That tribe is not on Facebook. A much older tribe is on Facebook. The younger tribe have moved to Instagram. TikTok is even better. You know, and if you have fears about China and about, you know, Russia, then you just have to either choose to deal with those possibilities, that possible risk, or choose not to deal with that possible risk. But I would, you know, I would make sure that your passwords are secure. I would make sure that you have your passwords written down somewhere other than on your computer. And I would, you know, we are choosing to march boldly into that space. And, you know, there are risks involved in every ambitious move you make, but we would rather move forward that way right now, today, you know, January 21st, 2021. Tomorrow we might change our tune, but today that's what we're doing. So we're taking 100% responsibility for ourselves, for our health, for our finances. And, you know, we're not depending on our government. We're not depending on anybody else to do it for us. If we fail, it's on our shoulders. If we succeed, it's on our shoulders. And we're not going to blame anybody for our outcomes. Anyway, I'm on my soapbox. Nancy, thank you very much for an incredible training.
Thanks everybody for the time and the comments. Thanks Cindy and Bo, appreciate you.
And make sure you get out there and do some outdoor exercise, because one of the best ways to practice what Nancy was teaching is to breathe in fresh air and get your lymphatic system moving. All right, have a great one, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you. Great call.